Hello, I welcome you all in this uh, mathematics video. So we are continuing our topic on vectors. So in this video, we'll look at vectors that come in paper 2. Okay, so if you haven't watched the previous video, Introduction to Vectors, you can simply watch that video before you proceed watching this one. For vectors, you have a question here. So in paper 2, this is how they come. So you have a number of vectors here and they've connected each other and they end up making a shape called this is a quadrilateral shape, okay, because it has four sides. So you're given some directions here, like we said in our previous video, a vector should have a direction. So this is the magnitude of a vector, and then you can see the direction there. So OP going this direction, it is 2 vector P. And OQ going this direction, it is 2Q. And this is what the question is saying. Given that vector OP is equal to 2P and OQ is equal to 2Q, X is a point on PQ. Let's find where X is. X is here. And we're told it's a point within what? OQ. Okay, such that PX over PQ is equal to 2 over 3. So in other words, this is a ratio. And what this simply means, okay, what the ratio means is that PX, the ratio of PX to PQ, this ratio is what? 2 to 3. So we can break down ratios very simple, okay? So we are told PX, the ratio is what? 2, okay? This one here, PX, the ratio is 2. That's why I've written it like this. So PX, the ratio is 2. So you're going to put the 2 here. Now, a ratio, since this x here is what cuts the line PQ, we need to find what is the ratio for XQ. But we are told that PQ, meaning all the way from here to here, it is what? 3. So if all the way from here to there it's 3, if the total ratio is 3, and we have 2 here, this simply means that we have 1 here, because all of it is 3. Okay, so PQ, the reason why I've put a 1 here is because the ratio PQ is simply a 3. And PQ happens to be the whole lot of this thing. Okay, so this simply means that PX is 2 while XQ is what? 1. So in other words, we can write another ratio and say PX to XQ, it is simply what? 2 to 1. Okay, this is because the total ratio here, the total ratio is PQ, which is what? 3. So this is what this ratio simply means. Others, they'll come simple, they'll just give you this, but here we have to figure out what's the ratio for x what? Q. This is what we've written here. Okay, so now that we have the ratio figured out, we need now to, so the only thing you need here is just to understand what you're doing, and you are going to see when I start solving the questions. So the questions here begin to say express in terms of P and or Q, PQ. So we're going to express this first. So I'm going to write the solution here. Okay, the solution will be there, and in this solution I'm writing PQ. Okay, so we need to find PQ. Okay, so we find PQI, okay, now as the vector, not as a ratio, what we were given a 3. So we are going to say, since we're here at P and we're heading over to Q, okay, so we need to choose a direction. You can either go like this or like this, but you can't come direct. Now you need to go through some vector. So if we go like PY and then YQ, that can work, but the problem is that there's nothing on YQ and there's nothing on PY. But here we've got something and here we've got something. So we can go as PO plus OQ, okay? So it's going to be PO plus OQ. So when it comes to vectors, direction is very important, okay? So we've gone like this and we've landed at Q where we are going. So now, remember direction is important. So this vector is OP, but we've moved against the direction. So it's going to be, so PO is the same as negative OP. OQ is still okay. Okay. So this is going to be negative OP. Negative OP is going to be negative what? 2P is there. plus OQ, which is simply 2Q, okay, which is there. And then here you start with the, whenever you have a negative, this is positive, so let's start with the one which is positive, and then the one which is negative can follow it after. Okay, so this is our vector. So this is vector PQ. Okay, this is vector what? PQ. Okay, that is vector PQ. Now we also need to find the QX. Okay, and I'm going to find it here. QX. How do we find this vector QX? Look at where we are. Okay, so we are finding QX. Now we only have a ratio here. Okay, we only have a what? A ratio at QX. Okay, we only have a ratio. So let's go to the ratio. So on the ratio we've got XQ. So XQ and QX are the same thing. We're just going to reverse the direction. So QX, it is simply, there's a 1 here. So you write 1. And so all ratios, divide them by their total. What's the total for the ratios? It is the total ratio for P, which is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. So QX is simply 1 over 3, okay, of what? Since we are starting with Q, we are going to say it is on what? QP. QP. Now remember what we've been saying. This is XQ, so we just reverse the direction. So this one we're going to say this one is same as negative PQ. So you just change the sign to show that you QP. I'm sure you get what I mean now. So this will be 1 over 3 negative what? What was PQ? PQ is 2Q minus 2P. So you can do this. 2Q minus 2P, and that will be 1 over 3. This now you can multiply them. That will be negative 2Q, negative plus 2P. Then you now multiply everything here. So this is going to be negative 1 over 3. So this is 1 negative, so 1 times negative 2 over 3Q plus 2 over 3P. So like I said, we start with the one which has a positive. So this is going to be 2 over 3P minus 2 over 3Q. And this one is our what? Our QX. This one is our QX. Okay, so they are quite a bit challenging, but so long as you understand it, then just understand what I was doing. The important thing is the direction, and also trying to understand the ratios. Okay.